1, 2, 3, and 4, and a 5, and a 6, and a 7, and a 8. Your turn. I'm doing that. 3, let's nutcracker 5, 6, then end it with a torque. You have 1, 2, up, 3, up, 4. You slide it 5.
Have you ever given up on a dream in your life because you just didn't think you were talented enough? Maybe you wanted to be a pop idol, Hollywood actor, tech entrepreneur, but life just got in the way and you decided to settle for something more realistic. Well, personally, I've definitely never felt that way before, which is why when people told me that I wasn't talented or good looking enough to become the next TikTok sensation, well, I knew what I had to do. Actually, they're probably right. I'm not cut out for this. So let's do some programming instead. Every TikToker needs to know how to dance, and I'm also not cut out for this, but I believe that you should fake it until you make it. And that's how I started making deepfake dance videos. The video you just watched was my proof of concept. It has a lot of imperfections, which I'm going to try to improve, but first, let me explain how I made it. I found an open source project called Everybody Dance Now. Basically, you feed the program 2 videos, one video of someone dancing, and another video of a random person flailing around. The program breaks the videos down into frames and extracts the skeletal pose from each frame. Finally, it transfers the pose from the dancer to the other person. Now, usually when I make these AI projects, I have no idea what I'm doing, which is why it takes me several months to post a video. But this time, I came up with a plan. Phase 1. Improve the results. I cut a lot of corners when training the neural network to generate that proof of concept video, and I think I can do better. Phase 2. Build a simple user interface for the dance generator. Whenever I make these AI videos, you guys ask me questions like, how did I learn to do all this? And how can I do something like this myself? And I'm way too lazy to answer these questions, but I thought it would be fun if I made the dance generator very easy for anyone to use, even if you don't have any programming skill. And then we can see what kind of creative TikToks that you guys can make with it. Phase 3. Support more machine learning models. I built these AI projects because I genuinely think machine learning is very interesting. And even though it's great that I can be making YouTube ad money, I could be making even more ad money by getting you guys to download my app and try out these machine learning models for yourself. This is a common business strategy which I like to call getting the bread. Improving the quality of the deepfakes is frustrating because it takes days to train a model and I'm impatient. So my strategy is make a bunch of random changes to the training data, let the new model train on AWS for a few days, and pray that the results are better than the first time around, because if it isn't, I'm not doing this again. The most obvious way to improve the model is to increase the number of training images. For the proof of concept, I used 5 minutes of training footage at 24 frames per second, which is 7,200 images. This time, I'm using 10 minutes of footage at 60 frames per second, which is 36,000 images. Since YouTube is playing this video at 24 frames per second, I slowed down the new training footage by 2.5 times to illustrate the additional frames. I'm decreasing the shutter speed on my camera from 1/50th of a second to 1/125th of a second. This decreases the motion blur in the images, and I suspect this will make the deepfakes look sharper. In the proof of concept model, I noticed that when I was trying to use source videos where the person isn't fully in the frame, the resulting deepfakes look terrible. So this time, I spent more time wandering around the edges of the camera view. Also, my deepfaked face often looks mutated, and there's a good reason for this. The original researchers provided a separate neural network specifically to enhance the face, but I didn't use it because it's really slow and I couldn't get it to work. But I figured I might be able to improve the face quality by changing up my expression more often in the training footage. So I started doing this, but while I was filming, I realized that it makes more sense to do the opposite and try to stay as expressionless as possible to keep the training data consistent. I pondered this for a while filming myself for the training footage, and eventually, I accepted the fact that this is too difficult to fix and sometimes
You can't see me.
while the improved model is training on AWS, I'm also training a third model just for fun using a different backdrop, because I'm curious if the AI can properly generate my reflection in this mirror. I also scattered some knickknacks around to see if the AI can keep these objects in the background while I'm moving in front of them. Finally, I put a lamp here to see how my deepfake body will interact with the light as I move close to the lamp. Now, I was stupid, and the light from the window off the screen on the right is overpowering the lamp. But I'm also curious how this will work, and I don't feel like filming it again. Even though these experiments will take a few days and a few $100s in server costs, the beauty of it is that I can
Set it and forget it.
So while I'm waiting for the training to complete, let's build out the UI so that anyone can easily create deepfake dance videos. The tricky part here is that most users won't want to wait several days just to generate a deepfake video. So my UI is not going to let you train the model from scratch. It will let you use the model that I already trained on my own body. So the idea is you would upload some footage of someone doing something that you want to see me do. It could be ballet, martial arts, extreme programming, whatever it is. You upload that footage and then the app will transfer over the body motions from that footage to me. If you've watched Black Mirror, there's an episode where Miley Cyrus is selling an AI robot version of herself to her fans, and that was my inspiration for this. It's just that I'm not Miley Cyrus and I don't know how to build robots, and my app is free, but you get the point. I'm your slave and you're the boss. It's just that sometimes my face will be unidentifiable, but don't worry guys, it's not a bug, you just can't see me. I'm making this a mobile app because I'd like to add some camera features later on, and I'm building the front end in Unity, which is really dumb, but I like Unity, okay? Give me a break. The Unity front end communicates with the Flask web server, which stores user and video metadata in MongoDB. Meanwhile, the actual video files are stored in Amazon S3. This backend web infrastructure then communicates with the GPU servers, which do the actual deep faking. I use a Redis job queue so that I can add as many GPU servers as I need, and these servers coordinate amongst themselves to take jobs from the job queue and upload the resulting deepfakes to S3 when completed. This might sound complicated, but actually I was working on a more complicated video project for 3 weeks before this, but then I realized that it sucked, so I started watching Black Mirror and came up with this whole thing, which is actually much simpler and it only sort of sucks, so I scrapped the old project and put this together in a few days. Easy. I was being sarcastic. I'm really freaking tired now because I spent the last 2 weeks fixing bugs in that open source project and building out the app which looks like trash. And apparently, Apple agrees because they rejected it from the App Store for having deep fakes in it. But I'll deal with that later because right now our models are finally done training and I'm excited to show you the results. Only problem is I couldn't find many dance videos that weren't using copyrighted music, and I would like to get paid for all this work I'm doing. So how about I just swap out the audio and sing the songs for you instead? So you're a tough guy, like a really rough guy, just can't get enough guy, chest always so puff guy. I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad.
Shut up.
So I took Billie Eilish's advice and retired from singing.
Bonafide stallion, ain't in no stable, no you stay on the run. Ain't on the side, you're number one. Yeah, every time I come around, you get it done. 50-50, lot of way you split it. 100 racks, how me spend it, babe. Light a match, get let it, babe. Jet set, watch your sunset, kinda. Yeah, yeah. Rolling eyes back in my hat, big my toes curl, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you got that yummy, yum, the yummy, yum, the yummy, yummy. Yeah, you got that yummy, yum, the yummy, yum, the yummy. Say that word on my way, yeah, babe, yeah, babe, yeah, babe. Any night, any day, say that word on my way, yeah,
위해서라면 난 슬퍼도 기쁜 척할 수가 있었어 널 위해서라면 난 아파도 강한 척할 수가 있었어 사랑이 사랑만으로 완벽하길 내 모든 약점들은 다 숨겨지길 이루어지지 않는 꿈속에서 피울 수 없는 꽃을 키웠어 I'm so sick of this fake love fake love fake love I'm so sorry but it's fake love fake love fake love I wanna be a good man just for you 세상을 줬네 Just for you 전부 바꿨어 Just for you 나와던 놈이 Who are you 우리말의 숲 너는 없었어 내가 왔던 루트 잊어버렸어 나도 내가 누구였는지도 잘 모르게 됐어 거울에다 짓거려봐 넌 대체 누구 널 위해서라면 난 슬퍼도 기쁜 척할 수가 있었어
Fancy you 누가 먼저 좋아하면 어때 Fancy you 지금 너에게로 갈래 Fancy 매일매일 난 정말 아무것도 못하네 On my Mayday 이러다 큰일 날 것 같은데 Bang bang 머리가 홀린 드레스 지대 어쩌면 좋아 이게 맞는 건지 몰라 SOS Swim swim 노란 바다에 전수함이 돼 Lady birthday 달콤한 넌 나의 fantasy Dream dream 마치 꿈 같아 볼고 집어봐 요즘 나의 쓰던 메시지 날랄라 Baby 달콤한 초콜릿 아이스크림처럼 녹아버리는
And that concludes this experiment. You guys have been leaving great video suggestions in the comments, but now, if you want to see me do something, you can just deepfake it yourself. Go to danscott.tech and download my app for only 5 easy payments of $0. Right now it's only available on Android, but I'll put the iOS link there too once it's approved. I plan on adding more models besides just dancing, and when I do that, everything will probably be rebranded because the name and icon wouldn't really make sense. Huge thanks to .tech Domains for once again sponsoring my video. I needed a landing page for the app, so I reached out to my friends at .tech. Even though my videos are mainly entertainment, I do hope they will inspire you to create something on your own. And when you build your next project, you're going to need a domain name. It's seriously tough to find a domain name that is short, relevant, and affordable. And .tech just sounds good to me, which is why I like promoting them. Big companies like Intel and CES are already using .tech domains, and if you want to be a trailblazer for a hot new domain extension, head over to dancegod.tech and find the perfect domain name for your next project.